Yes, ma'am. Can I start?
Yes, please.
Yeah. A very good afternoon to one and all. Thank you for the opportunity for giving me from the schoolreformer.com. Thank you so much. And this is my first experience dealing with other educators who were there in my community. I'm a proud facilitator, language facilitator. I think I'm allowed to introduce myself. I'm Dr. Lavanya Guru. I'm working as a language facilitator, Tamil facilitator in an online school which is known as 21 Key School, which is located in Bangalore, but it is a 100% online school. I'm here to present my small webinar about the innovative practices and efficient tools, effective tools to be used in the second language classes. As I'm dealing with the second languages, I'll go for it. Please allow me to share the screen. Is it visible to everyone? Can anyone please say that?
Yes, please.
Yes. This is innovative practices and interactive tools for the language teaching. So to start with, I just wanted to get a feedback about your language classes. Just go for a moment for your own language classes which happened in your school life. So which is a nostalgic moment. And what are all the things that you feel that when you are thinking about your language classes. So please allow me to share the screen, share the link with you all. So that there is a Mentimeter link. I'll just share it in the chat box. So if you just click that one, you are able to open the Mentimeter and you can mention that one word that tells about your language classes of your age. So when we are in the language classes of our own as a students, so what is our thinking in a one word? What nostalgic moment that you are getting? So that one thing that you can mention in that Mentimeter. So I'm waiting for your response. You feel free to respond.
Attendees, are you able to check out the link?
Yes, I think they have started responding. Thanks for that. So it's about your language classes. So how do you feel when you are in the language classes rather than in the other classes? So that would be definitely different from the other classes like subject classes. So what do you feel in your language classes? That would be my point of view to discuss about that. So I'm getting responses from yourself. You are feel free to express yourself. Yes, confidence and very comfortable. Anything else? Anything else you wanted to respond? Yes. To conclude that, yes, of course, there will be lesser number of participants. So I will not be expecting so many responses. Thanks for that. Thank you for your opinion sharing. Let me again share the screen. Are you all able to see the screen? Are you all able to see the screen?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Okay. Thank you so much. So to conclude that, the language classes will be it's a different class from other classes. As we say, it is a place where we will relate with the real world. So we will not be dealing about the invisible things or the concept that we are not able to imagine. It's a real world, which is actually relatable world. The language classes, and of course, it's a relaxing class after the confusing concepts and hectic formula dealing. So there may be so many classes which we are dealing with math, science, Newton's law, that law, this law, those things. We may not be relating with those subjects, and we may not be understanding through our imagination. But the language classes are completely different. We'll be dealing with the people through the stories, through the history, through the culture, through the heritage. and we will be dealing about the relationship. We will be dealing with so many stories which we talk about our own families, our own relationship, and of course, when we teach about the literature things, there will be the combination of emotions like love, adventure, and the kingdom ruling, and the past history, the glorious past history of our particular culture and heritage. All these things are definitely different from the other classes. That's what. So the language classes are more comfortable and more versatile when we are looking for the various learning and teaching practices. I think that more than other subjects, we have the plenty of opportunities and um, opportunities and exposures to make our teaching learning practices better, I think, rather than the other classes. So actually we are going to the actual part of the content. So today I am going to deal with the inclusive class activities. As we all know, as a language facilitators, our language class is a combination of different levels of learners. Those, as we all know, everyone will say that the learners are unique. Each learner is a unique one, and they have the unique perception, unique skill to acquire the knowledge. So all the learners will not accept the skills and concepts through the single methodology, single strategy. That's why there are so many concepts have been derived to make the mixing of the learning teaching practices. This is a concept which is given by Howard Gardner. The reference article is given here. This is a combination of multiple teaching approaches for the diverse learners. So I'm going to deal about some 4 or 5 teaching methodologies. So what is that? What is the example of those activities like personalized for the language classes, and what would be the helping tools, which is the effective learning and technology tools, supportive tools to incorporate these type of teaching skills. So the first one is like a musical intelligence. So musical intelligence, some learners will have the ability to grasp the knowledge and grasp the concept through the music, rhythm, songs, and patterns. So for those learners, of course, as a primary facilitators, we know that we used to have a lot of rhymes and songs. But when we go for the further classes, we used to shy about ourselves whether we can go for the rhymes and songs again for the middle school learners. So is it possible? Will they love it? Yes, of course. For some learners, they will have the capacity to absorb the concepts and the skills through the musical intelligence. They will be getting the knowledge easily when the particular thing is incorporated with the songs, rhythms, and all those things. So please don't worry to incorporate the lesson content with your songs and rhythms. So you can use the poems and songs for any type of learning. It may be the rhymes or folk songs or the poem which is created by yourself. So for these things, there are so many helping tools are available now. For example, I have mentioned here some Suno AI. So this is the AI, you might have heard about it, and Udio AI, and this is also the AI. So if you just wanted to give some lyrics of your own language, and of course it is working in regional languages also, to know happy about that. So if you just give the lyrics about that, and if you give the emotion or the feel how it should be expressing, it is giving an absolutely fine version of audio clippings. So you can use those audio clippings. You can incorporate the content which the learners have to be like by hearted. You can incorporate those things as a poem or music, and that would be working well for the learners. And the next strategy is like visual and spatial intelligence. Visual and spatial intelligence is there are so many learners who will understand from the charts, diagrams, and visual imaginations, videos, and maps. And this is a most probably widely used format for the online schools, like how we are dealing with. So, so always the learners will expect some better understanding through the visual representation, some videos, and some audio-visual aids, and some pictures, charts, and all those things. This is what the learners' skill area. So for that, we can go for the flashcards, animated pictures, and animated videos, and real-life photographs and video clips also, of course. If we are dealing with some folk song or some folk festivals for our particular language, then very well we can go with the YouTube videos, whichever is available. And there are some live real video clippings where so many people are celebrating their rural festivals. So you can take those things and you can use those things in your classrooms, so which will give the real impact and the real idea of the particular festival, and that will stay long in their mind also. So this is one type of learners who will love the video and audio formats and of course the visual aids. And another one type of learners, it is like the linguistic and verbal intelligence. Some people are there. So like for example, in our college days also, we will have some peers and we'll have some friends. So they will not be listening in the class, the conventional old lecture method, but they will always depend on some people, some friends who will explain the concepts in the before night of the exam. Have you ever experienced that one? So in that day, so they will hear and listen all the things from their friends, verbal things, and then they will interact in between. They will just interact the things. What is that, and they'll clarify their doubts. So this is like some people will be always depending on the verbal intelligence, and their skills will be acquired only through these type of skills. So that is what that learners. So for those type of learners, we can go for the debate session and group discussions and storytelling and reimagining the stories. And reimagining stories, we will always incorporate in our classes. Like, so telling a story by their own way, like presenting the story in a text format or the video format, and then asking the learners to tell back the story in their own way. And of course, reimagining the story with a different type of climax and different type of characters. And if you are in this particular context, what would be the story in turn? Like that, we can have the debate sessions. Of course, there are so many literary events in each language, as I know. There are so many rich literary events. In Tamil also, we will have some Pattimandram, then Kavi Arangam, then Kavi Cholai, and there are so many sessions, as I know. And I hope that there are so many sessions in other regional languages, of course, in other foreign languages also. So we can incorporate those things in our learners level, and we can give some topics. We can ask them to like collaborate with each other and come out for the discussion. So this is a one way of inclusive class activity for those learners who will always depend on the linguistic and verbal intelligence. And another one, like bodily and kinesthetic intelligence. Bodily and kinesthetic intelligence. It is, some people will always love the emotions and theatric performance and act, emotional act and all those things. So students learn best through the movement, physical activities, role play and hands-on experiences. So these type of learners will always depend on the physical activities and role play to learn something. So that is what the bodily kinesthetic intelligence will always be told that we have to use multi-sensory teaching practices in our classrooms. So for example, you have to ask the learners to taste something. You have to ask the learners to touch something and feel something. You have to ask the learners to like like empathize themselves as a different characters and express themselves as a theatrical act. All those things. These are like bodily kinesthetic intelligence we can see. So how can we incorporate these things in our language activities? Means examples through the role plays, theatrical act, dance, and conducting game shows like mime for vocabulary development. And this is one of the interesting classroom activity I used to do in my class. Like for example, we can give one particular word or vocabulary, rich vocabulary which we have dealt in the previous lessons, or the common vocabulary which we intended to give to the particular level of learners. So you can tell those words, and the learner will try to mime the words to get the other learners to find it out. And it's an interesting game, and I believe that the learners will love it. And this is so through that they will learn the meaning of the in what perspectives they can express the particular word, that they will come to know. Through that, the whole application of the word will come into their mind. So there won't be any doubt for the meaning of the particular word after doing this activity. So that type of activity will also encourage the learners to involve the bodily kinesthetic intelligence. So for these things, there are so many sample events are available in YouTube. And there are some crossword puzzles also there. So that is also we can use, and some rich vocabulary game shows are there in the websites available there. So you can use it anything for this purpose. So this is for, and there are so many children-oriented debate sessions and then role play sessions. There are so many classical dance acts are there depicting like so many epic literatures in all the languages. For example, in Tamil we have the dance performance for Tirukural and dance performance for the Silappatikaram. Of course, for some Sangam literature things also. For the higher classes learners, we can go for the dances and we can show the dances to the learners. We can ask them what sort of poem that they are depicting through the dance and act, those things. So they will like incorporate the meaning of the particular poem, and they will get the complete overall structure of the meaning. So there won't be any other further doubts in the particular meaning perception of the literature. So this is an excellent way. Through that, the cultural and the heritage dance, all those things will also be incorporated in the activity. So for these things, there are so many sample events are there in the YouTube. You can check those things. And this is one of the activity. And another activity is like including the another one more sensory method, like inclusive method, is like intrapersonal intelligence. This is intrapersonal intelligence. See, for example, there are some learners who will always depend on themselves for the learning. So, however, the facilitator will be teaching in the classes, however, there will be so many multimedia exposures, however, there will be so many worksheets, so many educative tools. But some people will rely on themselves. They will read it, they will understand it, they will take their own pace, they will explore it, they will go for the self-learning, and then they will accept and acquire the knowledge skills. These are the intrapersonal intelligence, and some learners are there in this category also. So students learn through their self-reflection. Until then, they are getting the understanding. They will never get the satisfaction. This is the one sort of learners, and they will take their own pace for the learning. They will prefer the independent work. So these type of learners are also there. So so for these type of learners, you have to assign the projects to pave the way for the self-reflection, self-learning, and exploration, such as research skills. For example, if you are having one literature event or something, one literature poem or something, if you are dealing with the lesson, then ask the learners, give the home assignment, like explore more about the same author who have dealt now, and explore some other books from the same author. Like that, you can give the projects. So they will go for the further reading, they will explore more, and they will read and analyze for themselves. So how the things are there. So that there are plenty of resources are present in the website. Like for example, so many lexicons, so many blogs for the book list, PDF versions, and so many e-magazines for each and every regional languages. For example, I have given some fantastic Tamil magazines which would be apt for the primary and middle school learners, like Then Sittu, Pudu Unjal, Kanavu. There are so many things these are predominantly excellent for the Tamil learners. So the learners, those who are keen to learn by themselves, those who are keen to explore, those who are keen to go further beyond the syllabus. So that for these type of learners, this would be the better way of getting the knowledge. So in our class, so we will have these type of learners also. That's why we are insisted to give the home assignments also to satisfy these set of learners. And this is another method which is like given by Dr. Gomati Antony, and she has given a wonderful research that teaching Tamil literature and grammar through the comics. So comics is a worldwide acceptable version of storytelling, and you can see these comic versions in all the languages, as we know. So why don't we use this comic version for teaching the grammar concepts and for teaching some epic literatures? So there are, as I know, you may be knowing that there is a famous novel in Tamil literature which is known as Ponniyin Selvan. Recently, it is also featured as a film in so many Indian languages. So this is a epic fiction novel in Tamil. So after the movie getting evolved throughout this throughout our country, the Ponniyin Selvan is coming in the comic book version. So which is definitely, which will be liked by the young learners, young readers, those who want to know about the that novel or fiction. So like that, if you want to tell the story, which is a complex one, or which is a like somewhat relatively like so many things, so many characters and the sequence involved, so you can use this type of comic version. And of course, there are so many tools, AI tools are available for making this text into the animated version, as you all know. So you can use these tools to make this as a comic version, and you can just incorporate those things. And of course, in this using comics in teaching and learning Tamil grammar article, which I have gone through for the preparation, here Dr. Gomati Antony has excellently explained that the grammar concepts can be narrated, illustrated through the comic versions. Like that, she has given some examples also. So that is also very nice option. So we can, for some complex context of the grammar things, There may be so many things in your regional languages also. For those things, you can go for comic version, like telling the story, narrating story in a comic state, where we can incorporate those grammar concepts in that particular comics. So through that, the learners will come to know easily the concepts, and that will stay back in their mind for a long time. This is also one of the strategy that we can use it for the inclusive learners. And that's what I wanted to share with you all. Like, thank you for the opportunity. And to conclude with, I have come with some of these skills and different type of multidisciplinary teaching practices, which will be catering the inclusive learners in a classroom. So in a classroom of 30 or 20, there will be the learners who prefer different type of skills and different type of learning practices. So to cater them, we have to use the combination of all these things. So it should be the interactive one, and it should be the it should cater all sort of learners also. So that is what I have come to mention these things in this presentation, and that's what about my time. I think I have taken the correct time. This is a time to give your feedback and of course your questions. Ma'am, can I go for the questions or?
Yes, please. Yes, please. So audience, if you have any questions, you can unmute yourself and you can ask the questions, or you can post your
Lavanya
questions
ma'am,
in the
in
chat box.
first musical
Yes.
intelligence, in that session you mentioned some AI tools, na?
Yes.
Please.
Yeah, of course. So that is like
That's
Suno
good.
AI. I'll just mention. I'll just give the details. It is a Suno AI. So it's actually a premium one, but there are some free versions also available. So if you go there, if you just type your own language rhymes or something, like recently I have adapted this method for my rhymes for Tamil rhymes for my learners. So if you type those things in the particular thing, if you give the style, and it will give away the excellent output as a rhymes or song with the kids voice also. We feel like personalized with the kids voice, then it will give the kids voice also.
Actually,
So
sometimes we give our voice, na, sometimes. Actually, sometimes videos are not available in the YouTube.
yes,
Sometimes we are giving our own voice. But
yes,
AI is the best version for the learners. They can understand the proper pronunciation. So that's why I'm asked.
yes, that is Suno AI. You can explore it. That's very nice. I have experienced that one. It's nice actually. And that I have personally experienced one, and there are so many other also I came across, but I didn't try it out, like Udio and some notebook AI also there in that one. So there are so many, but I have tried that Suno, so I am so confident about the particular AI.
Any other questions from other attendees?
Lavanya ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
மேம் நீங்க சொன்னீங்களா மேம் இந்த காமிக்ஸ்லயே வந்து இலக்கண பகுதிகள் எல்லாம் சேர்ந்து வர மாதிரி அது என்ன காமிக்ஸ் சொன்னீங்க? அது பர்டிகுலரா புக்கா இல்லைனா?
If it is okay, I'll just answer in English. Fine, ma'am. Fine. So I have gone through one article from the Singapore scholar, and she has mentioned that she has used that comic version for illustrating the Punarchi Vidhi. For example, when we used to have this Anda Pakkam, Anda Kadal, Anda Kappal, we used to use in those words in our comprehensive paragraphs. But it is okay to use this Appakkam, Akkadal. And Kadayil Irundu, instead of using Kadayil Irundu, it's better to use Kadayil Irundu for the higher grade learners, right? So every time they should not be split the words and go for it. They have to go further, like coining the words as we used to have it in our Punarchividi, right? So just to make those Punarchividi easy, she has presented one comics. So including the conversation where you can see so many Punarchividi words in that. So we will make the learners to make it easy. So take a simple concept, simple 2-3 rules, and incorporate that with the comic things. So if you just prepare the script and give it to the AI, then that will give you some comic version also. I think I have not tried that one, but that particular scholar has given one example that sounds good. That's why I just wanted to share it with you all.
Okay. But that is only the book மட்டும் தான் இருக்கா மேம்? அது இல்லனா அதாவது வெப்சைட் அந்த மாதிரி தான்?
No, she has represented as a book only, but in this AI world, we can try it out with our AI tools and all those things.
Okay.
Great.
Of course, for the Ponniyin Selvan, there is a
only
book
Tamil,
available.
Yeah, that is only Tamil or any other languages also?
Yeah, for the comic books, I
That
think
is-
this is a way how we can create by ourselves. There are some comic books are there. As I told, for the Ponniyin Selvan, there is a young reader version is there, and for Kamba Ramayanam and Ramayanam also there are some comic version is available for Tamil language. If it's there for Tamil, definitely there would be there for other regional languages also, as we all know, right? So
Yes.
if we explore that one, if we introduce those books to the learners, then that would be the easy way for them to acquire the literature knowledge.
So we have to use the multiple intelligence in the classrooms.
Yeah. Like this multidisciplinary approach are different types of teaching practices to cater the different level of learners. Like level in the sense, different learning capacity they will have. It's not about the level lower or higher or middle. It's about their capacity to through which skill they can acquire the knowledge. That is what.
Okay, thank you.
Any questions, Ms. Rashid? Any questions, ma'am? Ms. Rehna Rashid?
No, ma'am, I understood.
Okay, thank you. Any other questions from the other participants? Okay. So,
Excuse me, ma'am. Am I allowed to get the feedback from the participants?
Yes, please.
Yeah, I'll just share the link with you all, the Padlet link. Please check that whether you are able to access it. Please put your one word in a concise way. I don't want more elaborate things. I don't want to take much time of yours. So you can just mention your opinion or takeaways, whatever it is of this session. Is it opening and working? Can anyone actually ensure that?
Yes, ma'am. You can access.
Yes, ma'am, it was open.
Thank you.
Great. Meanwhile, while they're submitting their feedback, Dr. Lavanya, can I have ask you a couple of questions from my end, please?
Please.
So how did you discover Howard Gardner's framework for your teaching, ma'am?
Sorry, I have got this through the article. If I am allowed to mention the reference, I'm happy to mention the reference.
Please.
So it's available in one article. Like 1 minute, please allow me. Yeah, it's an article given by Ms. V. Madhavi in a regional language improvement journal, in the topic of innovative practices in language teaching, a study of emerging trends. There she has given so many language perspective ideas. Actually, this is from a scholar of Telugu region, and she has presented a paper. And in that, she mentioned so many teaching learning practices. There she referred about this Harvard Gardner's concept. She explained those things, how we can use those things in the language classes. So she mentioned that.
Thank you for sharing, ma'am. So which intelligence type is most common among your students at 21K school?
As we are dealing with an online school, as we all know, our learners are having more interest on learning through games and plays. So, of course, through the digital tools, I can say. So they love the animated videos and playful presentations. And of course, the concepts, what they have understood, they would love to reflect and reciprocate the understanding through the games and learnings. So for those things, we are always allowed to use so many gamified tools like Kahoot and then Wayground. There are so many online interactive game tools are there. So those tools we are trying to incorporate in our every classes. So as we know, our learners are so much fond of dealing with the games and like learning by fun. That's what.
Nice. So what challenges arise when implementing musical intelligence in online classrooms, ma'am?
I think there won't be much challenge, but we have not thought much about it, because as I have mentioned, the rhymes are meant for the lower grade learners. That is what our thought. So if the learner are coming after like grade 5, 6, 7, and we feel shy for ourselves to like teach through the rhymes and songs. Of course, and we thought that the learners will not be preferring the songs or rhymes as a method of learning. That is what we think, but the real fact is not that. The version of rhymes can be changed and it can be improved to the particular learner level. And as I mentioned, we can take the help of the digital AI tools, and we can make so many songs for any concept what we want, and we can create. Of course, it is catering the teachers' creativity also. So take one concept and conclude it as a poem of like 10 to 12 lines, which will also improve the creative knowledge of the teacher also, to make it as in a simple word, and put it as a song with the known poetic elements, with the known basic poetic elements, and make it as a music or a song through these AI tools, and use this in the class. It may be in the fourth version also. If it is the fourth version, then it would be definitely understood easily by the learners. So we can do that. I think that we have not yet explored much on it, but with the today's AI tools, we can make it happen in the classes. Of course, we will feel shy to sing in the class. Instead of that, we can just play the song, which is done by the AI tools, and we can make the learning fun.
Nice. So talking about the usage of tools, ma'am, what is your experience using Canva for language teaching? Did you use Canva? Yeah.
Yes, of course. We are, as we know, we are actually using the Canva presentations for all our teaching presentations. We are trained. Actually, we have been given training, and we are learning every day with the Canva, and we are trying to make the presentations in Canva only.
Nice. How do you introduce comic-based grammar, ma'am?
Yeah, that is what I have mentioned. No? So take a simple concept, anything like, for example, tenses also. As the tense is a common grammar concept for all the languages, as we know. We can take tenses, and 3 simple tenses we can make a conversation including all these tenses, and make it as a story. And this story can be put as a comic mode. So there can be 2 or 3 characters in the particular story. We can make a situation which will include all the 3 tenses. We can make simple dialogues which will be including all the tenses, all the 3 tenses, and the exact grammar structure, sentence structure, what we want the learners to be learnt. Keeping this thing, we can make a comic story. For that also, there are so many AI tools, like through this Gemini, or through some any other AI tools, we can make the comic versions. Because I have tried for putting the script and making it as a comic version. I have tried once. Of course, it is giving with some error. Anyways, we are allowed to correct the sentences, as we are the language experts. So we can use these things for the learners, and we can ask the learners to make some conversation like this also. We can make it as a project also, because the learners will be always loving to deal with the technology. And if we are giving the correct instruction to the learners to explore some AI or some animated things or things, they'll be definitely fond to do those things.
So for primary learners, do you recommend any Tamil magazines?
Yes, of course. What I have mentioned in the presentation, it is like Tain Shittu and Pudu Unjal. These are 2 e-magazines. Of course, these are like magazines which are coming in a hard copy, which is distributed in our Tamil Nadu state government schools. Mm-hmm. It is approved government school magazine, which should be circulated all over Tamil Nadu. Those magazines, e-version is also available in the website. So which is primarily for grade 4 and 5, that is Tain Shittu. Another one is for 6, 7, 8, which is known as Pudu Unjal. And another one is for particular teachers to improve the teaching learning practices. There is another magazine, particularly for the Tamil teachers. It's Kanavu. There the teachers are giving their experiences of class experiences, better teaching learning practices, all those things. So these 3 magazines are available in e-version also. We can introduce these things to the learners. In their free time or in the holiday time, we can ask them to explore those magazines. We can have some quiz sessions when they are coming back from the holidays. That is the best way of learning beyond the syllabus.
Great, ma'am. So what feedback have you received from students about debate sessions?
Feedback, for the debate sessions, of course, they will enjoy the role play also, which is like most enjoyable event for the learners. We used to have it in our middle school session particularly, because the primary learners are very small to play. But of course, we can give some simple, well designed and well instructed role play can be given to the primary, because as they are not much trained. But for the 6, 7, 8 learners or the middle school, high school learners, we can ask them to do it independently with their own collaborative tasks, collaborative discussions, and all those things, and they will come up with extraordinary ideas that would be better than us, better than what we expect actually.
Nice, ma'am. Thank you, Dr. Lavanya Guru, for that insightful and thought-provoking presentation, ma'am. We truly appreciate you sharing your expertise on our platform today. I would also like to thank all our participants for joining us and for your engaging questions. Before I end the session, anything else you want to mention, Dr. Guru?
Yes. Thank you for this opportunity, and thank you for the participants who have come over here, spending your precious time to watch my seminar. I think that there will be some takeaways and some points to get incorporated in your classes also. As I know, we all are facilitators. We will definitely try to incorporate those things in our classrooms to make it in a better way. And of course, I wanted to thank the school reformer organization for giving me this excellent opportunity. I love the way how the meeting was. I'm sorry, Ms. Pravina, am I right?
Yes.
Ms. Pravina. Yes. Ms. Pravina, I'm happy that your questions are so insightful, and I was able to give some more details about the seminar sessions. That was so helpful to make the points clearer. Thank you so much for that.
Thank you so much, ma'am. I'll end the session now.
Thank you. Thank you so much, everyone.